Come on up, everyone, and take a seat. Aloha.
Aloha.
Are we grateful today? Yay!
We are very grateful today, yes?
We are here to celebrate and send our love out into the world and to everyone, to the Big Island and Maui and all out into the world and hold them in our consciousness right now. So we get to celebrate that. So, first of all, we have some announcements, as always, and Michelle is still on her way back here, so Patrick and I will be handling that. If you don't know us, I didn't even say our names. I'm Reverend Rita. This is Reverend Patrick, if you're here for the first time. And you're at CSL Kauai. And this is Barbara, who is here for our last Sunday of the month. Yes, thank you, Barbara. Okay, so right after service, we're going to have our birthday celebration for August. So how many people have birthdays in August? Raise your hands. Claim it, guys. All right, we're going to sing happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Yay. Thank you. Yay. Okay, so that's
This is
happening.
everyone's birthday today.
So Stay for a Treat by Roseanne Jones after service. And on August 29th, there's a special thing happening in Princeville. Anna Myers, I don't think she's here today, but she's been holding spiritual living circles for the last 5 years up in Princeville. And she's celebrating at Anini Beach on Wednesday. I plan to be there at 3 o'clock. It's like bring a poo-poo, and they're going to be doing some Science of Mind magazine, like a little article in there, and they're going to be partying. That's what they're doing. So anyway, but there's a little flyer in the back if you're interested in going up there. If you live in Princeville or you want to travel up there, I know Janice and I are going.
I'm just going to point out Rebecca DeRuz. Rebecca, over here. Yeah. She's looking at the front door like, oh, who's there? Anyway, this is Rebecca DeRuz. She also has a Science of Mind circle in Kalaheo on the third Wednesday of every month from 4 to 5:30-ish. 4 to 5:30. And also, while we have her, as you walked in the door, we have this wonderful, wonderful thing that she did for us.
Yes, the perspective on our new center. We chose like the first 4 most important things to us, and she just did a perspective for us. And she just
so check it out on your way out.
Very talented. Just check it out for our new center.
Yes.
Yay. Thank you, Rebecca.
And we're going to bring Reverend Diane
and
up.
now we're going to bring Reverend Diane up.
On.
She has a couple of things happening that she's going to tell you about.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
2 things I want to tell you about today. As your outreach minister in the community, we have an opportunity to get involved in something that's happening on September 8th, and that is the Walk to Prevent Suicide. It is happening at Kaua'i Community College on September 8th, 2:30 till about 5. It'll be taking place at the Fine Arts Auditorium at the KCC campus. And I hope you'll join us and walk in solidarity for those who have experienced the loss of a suicide in their life or who just want to give to the community in support. I was in contact with their volunteer coordinator the other day, and she told us that they still have 7 very important volunteer opportunities that they would like to fill. And I'm hoping that some of you will step up and help with those. 2 people are needed for the welcoming table and to give people their free T-shirts and that kind of thing. 2 people are needed to talk about the Prevent Suicide Task Force. And then they need someone to help put up the big balloons and the banners and that kind of stuff before the event starts. And the last one, they need someone to help provide crisis intervention. So if you have counseling background, they need someone who is trained to be a do crisis intervention in case someone is affected by the events of the day. So if you can help in those ways, please see me after service and I can connect you with their volunteer coordinator. And anyone else who just wants to participate in the walk, wear your CSL Kauai purple shirts and we will show up and be a presence in the community there. The other thing I want to tell you about is that on Thursday evening this week, August 30th, from 6:30 to 8 p.m., I'll be sharing with you part of the New Thought Meet and Greet series about Christian D. Larson. He was a huge influence on Ernest Holmes back in the early 1900s, and I've decided to break this down more as an experiential evening than so much lecture about who Christian D. Larson was. He wrote 40 books in a brief span of time, and they were hugely popular in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s until he passed away in the 1950s. So I want to give you information and also the experience of what he taught that influenced Ernest Holmes so much and became a part of our teaching today that we are still practicing. And so I hope you'll join us this Thursday evening right here at 6:30. Mahalo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend
Thank you.
Diane, for taking on outreach ministry. And
just a few more things. Spiritual Cinemas this Friday, and we're be showing The Whale Rider. We thought it was time for that. And then also next month, just to give you a heads up, that old 35-year-old movie called The Cocoon. It took us a lot to find it. Trust me, who would have thunk it? And then we have the Healing Circle is on September 6th. And from 7 to 8. A couple of things about healing circles and the meditation. We had one about a couple of weeks ago, and the attendance was a little low. So what that told me was to increase them. And so we will be having 2 meditations monthly and a healing circle monthly. We don't believe in decrease here. It's called increase. When something, we are a healing and a teaching center. So it wouldn't make any sense for us not to have healing circles or meditations. So we have decided to increase that along with our other wonderful things. So there'll be a list of all of them that are happening till the end of the year.
And then as far as Flying Solo is concerned, it's postponed till next year because
It's grounded.
It's grounded for now. And so don't worry about that. And we will be starting an accredited class called Ernest Holmes Now and Then, which is basically the basics of the science of mind and spirit. So if you really want to get into this and really use it in your life, getting into class, and especially a class like this, will allow you to do that, because basically you're meeting yourself in class and you're taking these principles and you're going out and using them, and you have to be accountable to the people in the class when you come back and let us know how it went for you. So that's starting on September 19th. And then the Kids in Arts program is pretty much filled, but I think we might be able to take a couple of more kids, 9 through 12 only. So if you have a child or knows of a child, just talk to me or Patrick after service. Yeah? Okay, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
There we are. Once again, how's everyone doing? Take some moments.
Okay, so let's just take a deep breath. So good to see everyone today. And we take a moment to recognize the peace within us and send that peace out into the world, knowing as we lift our consciousness in peace, it is felt. And let's especially keep in mind the people on the Big Island right now and the people on Maui, anyone affected by this storm, knowing that they are divinely guarded and guided and protected in peace right here and right now. Let's take a moment of silence. And so in this now moment where peace resides, I know that peace is within each of us, and I know that we have taken this moment, and I know that it ripples out into the world and blesses all those that require it right now. For what we feel is felt everywhere, and I am grateful for that. And I just bless it and let it go as we affirm together. And so it is. Yay. Okay, So, welcome to CSL Kauai, and I'm just so happy to see everybody today. It's been a crazy, crazy week, and we practice the science of mind and spirit, and we just practice the presence of God in everything, even a hurricane, because we're all one. And we know that as we practice that presence of God in everything, and we bring ourselves to that high vibration, that there's nothing that's impossible for us, nothing at all, because we're not doing it. That's that presence within us that is creating everything. And all we have to do is just stay in that consciousness of love, no matter what's occurring. So that's it in a nutshell for today for me.
Exactly. And even though we probably didn't see a lot of you this week, trust me, I love Facebook. I just want you to know that because of Facebook, and Richard Diamond's in the house tonight, I just want to thank you for getting out so much of the information for us and for everything that you do on this island to make sure that we're informed. So that's that. We felt you felt us, and yeah. So who is here for the very first time? There he is, William. Oh, and we have someone else from the mainland here. Who else is here for the very first time? There you go. And over there, it's okay, we won't make you get up or anything. But she's right over there, 5th row to the very end. Oh, I was pretty good. I did count the rows. 1, 2, oh no, 4th. Okay, so this is the deal about the first time. There's nothing you have to do except just be present. And we're very happy that you have come to share your consciousness with us. And we have some information about you that we'd like to share with everyone, including the live streaming. Shall we? Shall we? You are magnificent.
Yes.
Yes, you are, but you already probably knew that, right? You probably knew that. Well, we know that about you because what? We know it about ourselves. So shall we all say it together? I am magnificent. And if you'll look behind you where Rob is standing there, once again, very professional looking, we have a camera going. That means that all of those people that have been calling us all week from the mainland, wondering how we're all doing, I think we better let them know who they are and how we're doing, and let's let them know. You are magnificent.
Thank
We've
you.
been showing pictures, and so I have an idea. Why don't you look to your left, to your right, look somewhere and let somebody know who they are. You're magnificent. You're magnificent. Walt's magnificent. Oh my gosh. Christina Joy's magnificent.
Okay.
Gabrielle's magnificent. Harry's magnificent. You're magnificent.
You are as well, by the way.
You are very
You are.
magnificent. I didn't even get up.
Okay, everybody. Let's get to our feet.
Okay, let's get up on our magnificent feet and let's...
I want to say something about this song before we sing it.
All right, everybody.
This song was inspired by the words of Emma Curtis Hopkins, and it was written by a really dear friend of ours, Karen Mitchell. And I love this song. I know we're going to learn it perfectly because we're going to sing it for a while until we learn it because it's such a great message. All right?
You ready?
So let's do
Words
it.
are in your program. Ready?
My good is my God is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my God is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. I have all I'll ever need. My good is my God. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy there is belongs to me. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy there is belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God.
So what I know right here in this moment is that good is happening. It is happening right here and right now. And there is a celebration, not just a celebration of safety, but a celebration of joy, a celebration of remembering who and what we are. And that is good. That is God. That is life. That is love. That is everything imaginable and more. That is good. So I know that today we have come together as Ohana. We have come together as family, as friends. We have come together to remember that we are in this together, that we are always in this together. We are backed by a power that is the all, that is all, the I am that I am, and that's what we're sailing on today. So I just say yes. Yes to it all. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Say yes with me. Yes. And we release it. We let it go as together we say, and so it is.
My good is my,
My
love.
good is my love. My love is my good. All the love there is belongs to me. My good is my love. My love is my good. All the love there is belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. I have all I'll ever need. My good is my God. My good is my God. My good is my God.
Thank you, Emma Curtis
Woo.
Hopkins. Thank you, Karen Mitchell.
Yes.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Dr. Peggy Price, and I'm so happy to be a part of this community and so happy to see all of us here together in this beautiful space on this morning. So as we go into this time of meditation and contemplation, the theme for this month has been going deeper. I think we all went deeper this week as we faced something so deeply challenging to all of us, and yet we have come through it. I was thinking of a song that I know that has a line in it that says, "It's the storm, not you, that's bound to blow away." So we look today at the question of what's next, and that's part of our spiritual journey, is that next, what is coming. And I thought of M. Scott Peck and his book, The Road Less Traveled, and he writes these words about grace and serendipity. And he says, with this capacity to recognize grace and serendipity, we will find that our journey of spiritual growth is guided by the invisible hand and unimaginable wisdom of God with infinitely greater accuracy than that of which our unaided conscious will is capable. As we journeyed together this week in this experience we called Hurricane Lane, we were really carried by grace, by that divine presence, and our unaided conscious will was not capable of handling what we were able to handle spiritually. So as we go in, let us just focus on that invisible hand and unimaginable wisdom of God and how that grace guides us in each and every day. That invisible hand and unimaginable wisdom of God guiding us. So as we reflect upon this thought of this idea of grace, this invisible hand and unimaginable wisdom, we recognize there is only one life, one power, one presence, one God. That God is our good, that God is our joy, that God is our peace, that God is our wholeness, and that we are all one in it, just as we are all one on this beautiful island called Kaua'i, and one on this beautiful island of planet Earth. We are all one. We are all one together in this consciousness, in this presence of spirit and wisdom and good. As we today especially reflect upon the deliciousness and preciousness of life and the experience of being here together, celebrating in gratitude today, we just know that wherever we are and whatever is going on in our lives, that God, that good, is ever present. It is ever guiding us. It is ever calling us forward. It is ever moving us into whatever that greater yet to be will be. And so we join together today here, blessing this place, blessing life itself, holding in our hands that preciousness of it, and valuing those things that are all around us so that we never take them for granted, but we simply see them as the gifts of life itself. As we join together today, we also bless this beautiful center and all the work that it does out into the world, and all those of us who are part of that today, both here present as well as electronically around the world. We give thanks for this. And on a lighter note, we also bless all those boys playing today in the Little League World Series for the state of Hawaii. Nothing like a little lightheartedness, right? We just join together in that spirit of joy to give thanks for all the blessings. To also know that right where they are right now, the people of Maui and Hawaii and any others who have been affected by this storm have the hand of that divine spirit right there with them, in the spirit of community and in the spirit of restoring to them that which may have been lost. We bless them too as we give thanks for this day and for all of life, and join together as we release these words into the mind and heart of God by saying, "And so it is."
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you, Dr. Peggy. For those who don't know Dr. Peggy, she is pretty amazing and had a pretty amazing life as a minister and starter of centers and holding down the fort in centers and inspiring people and educating people to be ministers and all of that. And we're just grateful to have you to be here. I'm glad you chose Kauai. And, and your wonderful husband, too. Yeah. We don't want to forget Kona Don. No. I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to these New Thought singers, Karen Mitchell and Karen Drucker, who wrote the last song, who just inspire music in a way that we can really actually sing what we believe as New Thought people. And yeah, I'm just grateful for that. So thank you, Barbara, for picking up that book and learning those songs. I really appreciate it. Okay, so that said, I mentioned Emma Curtis Hopkins before, and a lot of you that are not familiar with Science, Mind, and Spirit and New Thought might not know who she is, but she is a powerful presence in the 1800s and 1900s. She was actually taught by Mary Baker Eddy who was Christian Science, right? And then she moved out of that and started her own ministry and started her own university at a time when women weren't doing stuff like that, and graduated women ministers and all sorts of men ministers too, and taught all sorts of people, and she's considered the teacher of teachers in our philosophy, and because she taught so many people, including our own Ernest Holmes and the Unity, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore and millions of others. Anyway, well, maybe not millions, but anyway, but she is a very powerful presence. And one of the things about her is she's very direct, and she doesn't like mince words, and she just basically knew the truth, and people were healed in her presence because she didn't use loopholes at all. She didn't have any loopholes for anything. She just knew that God was it. So she said, no low conditions of human experience could spoil your nobility of character and mind once you have learned this rule. There is no power in evil to hurt me, and no action of sin can defile me while I know them as a lie from the beginning. She didn't believe that these things were really real in the sense that they could hurt us. They were experiences that we were having, but they were experiences of consciousness. And if we knew that they couldn't really hurt us, if we could know that God was with us in every single solitary moment, then we wouldn't be afraid. And no matter what was happening, we would know that there was a high outcome. It might not be the outcome we think it's going to be. Well, I mean, what would we all be doing today if the hurricane had passed through here? Would we have lost faith? It's a good question to ask ourselves. Or would we have known something else? Would we have stayed true to what we believe, even though we're experiencing something? Because I know that no matter what we're experiencing, whether we're sick, whether we're bankrupt, whether we're, at loss in a relationship, or whether there's a hurricane coming, that we can't say God's not there, or life is not there, source is not there when these things happen, when these things occur. Because if we do that, then we're lost. We feel like there's nothing we can do. We just scramble, and we take care of the physical things, right? We took care of some of the physical things when this hurricane was coming, and we did what we had to do. But then what? Now what? I felt like a lot of I hate unresolution. It's one of my Achilles heel. I like things to be taken care of, and I don't like things hanging. But this week I had to confront with that. I mean, it was crazy, right? We were like, is it coming? Is it not coming? Is it coming? Is it not coming? Oh my God! All right. What do I do? Get the candles. Got this. Got that. Now what do I do? Oh, do I stop working? Do I work? What? You could feel, you could feel it, right? Yeah, uncertainty. That's the thing. And so what do you do when you have uncertainty? Well, what I finally came to is that the idea of trust and faith. It's the answer, guys. Trust and faith. Whenever there is uncertainty, I am experiencing a lot now with some friends of mine that are passing and people that have passed lately. It's been a lot of it. And I have to trust and have faith in the mystery of life that I may not totally understand. But if I truly believe that God is good, as we sang in the beginning, and for those of you that are new to this philosophy, we do not believe in an outside God. We do not believe there's some God doling out things to us. We are God. We are the presence. It lives within us. And whatever's occurring, it's occurring as God. It's occurring as God. And that's just the way it is. I know that's true for me. It might not be true for you. And if you need an outside God, I think it's great. You should have one. I'm not taking anybody's outside God away, because that was the hardest thing at the beginning for me to swallow, was that I couldn't go like this, please God help me, because that's the way I was brought up as a Catholic. But it's okay. It's all good. It's all these beliefs are good as long as they're serving us and helping our life. I just wanted to be clear where we stand on it. So all this stuff that's happening, we have to keep our frequency high. That's what we have to do. People say, well, what do I do? We have to keep our frequency high. You know how much I love Joe Dispenza. He said I've really been studying him a lot lately because it's really helping me to bring science of mind into a new kind of way of talking. So he says all disease is the lowering of frequency. So disease, not meaning just disease in our bodies, disease of any kind. Let's talk about disease just anything that's not at ease. It's about a lower frequency. Survival emotions cause us to become materialists. I love this. We live from the outside, living in survival or stress. This creates an incoherent signature in the brainwaves or patterns, and we become more matter than energy. And when we become more matter than energy, we become subject to the laws of thermodynamics. Now, I don't really know what all those laws are, but I know we become subject to the laws of the earth plane that we live in when we become more material than energy. But we're really energy, so the more we can raise our frequency, the more that we can become energy and realize that's what we are, the more we'll be able to live on this earth plane, still be grounded, but be able to be an assistance to others and assistance to ourselves and help our lives raise to a higher level, because that's what we want. And sometimes when we get sick and stuff, it's not bad, because usually it brings us back to who we are. And like I said, for other people that I'm experiencing right now, I don't know their story. I don't know their journey. I don't know. But all I do know is that God didn't leave them, and it's right there where they are, no matter what we're experiencing, because it's just a journey. I know we're going to find that out. And I also know there's no loopholes to this thing. I know that something really fantastic is happening on this earth plane right now. And we're being raised, and we all feel it. We know it. We're being raised to a higher consciousness right now. And all this stuff we're seeing, hurricanes, whatever, is just all the turmoil, all the frequencies, all crashing and coming together and doing their thing and everything. And the stronger we can get and not let it sway us and be okay with being uncertain. Be okay. It's all right if we're uncertain. It's all right if we fall off. I fell off plenty of times this week. It's okay. But then to just get back on and remember, because the Spirit answers us within us. It knows. It answers us within us. So I could talk a lot today, but I want to sing. and Patrick and I have had this thing to keep us to like 12 minutes. So and my song's 4 minutes long. So but I'm going to take a sip, because no, but this song, I want to just say something first, Barb. This song, I think, says it all about this week. And it says it all about what we need to do as a species, as a group of people. And maybe you know this song. It's called We Can Be Kind. Have you ever heard it? Yeah, and so if somebody wants to Google the author for me now, because I can't remember who the composer is. Nicole, what is it? David Friedman. How could I not know? That's David Friedman. It was Nicole something that sang it, but David Friedman. Yes, I met him. All right, so sit back and enjoy this song, and let it take you away. So many things we can't control. So many hurts that happen every day. So many heartaches that pierce the soul. So much pain that won't ever go away. How do we make it better? How do we make it through? What can we do when there's nothing we can do? We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. Nobody really wants to fight. Nobody really wants to go to war. If everyone wants to make things right, then what are we always fighting for? Does nobody want to see it? Does nobody understand The power to heal is right there in our hand. We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that no matter what happens, we'll weather whatever it brings. And it's not enough to talk about it. It's not enough to sing a song. We must walk the walk about it. You and I, do or die, we've got to try to get along. We can be kind. We can take care of each other. We can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever the future will bring. And maybe we'll find true peace of mind if we always remember we can be We can do it, guys.
Wow. And that is absolutely beautiful after hurricane wear as well that you're wearing today. That's what she called it today. And thank you, Barbara. After hurricane wear. Yes. Wow. I'm just kind of settling in for that moment before you rush on. That's all we have to do, right? And we got it down. At least in this moment we do, right? Well, I just want you to know that I did my job this week of filling wine bottles with water. For the, but and now here's the good thing. It's about next month we're going to be dealing with magic, but I've been practicing, and I got really close to turning that water back into wine. Really close. Not quite there yet, but I saw a little tint of red coming through there. Anyway, give me some time. Give me some time. That's what I learned on my hurricane vacation this week. I learned so much that if you were charging for this workshop that I had this week, boy, it would be priceless. Because it wasn't so much the outward journey. I never really, in my heart of hearts, believed that we were going to be hit, but I knew that whatever happened, we could handle it. That I did know. I did know that. And but I learned so much about me and my brothers and sisters here on the island. Yeah, I learned it through Facebook. I learned it through being on the streets with y'all. And some of it was really beautiful. And then some of it wasn't exactly the prettiest thing I experienced. But that's okay, because it's all about the whole lesson, that inward lesson that we can learn by when things happen to us. And we all have hurricanes in our life, right? Wow. What category are they, though? I've got some 5s going. I got some 4s going. I got categories, and we do put them in categories. This was such a metaphorical. Hello, I haven't seen you. Hello, beautiful. It was such a metaphorical. Everything became metaphorical to me on a daily basis. Everything I was experiencing, and because I love Facebook, I got this last-minute quote from Natalie on Facebook from Carolyn Mace, and Carolyn Mace. Anyway, I'm acknowledging her in case she's watching on the moment you come to trust chaos, you see God clearly. Chaos is divine order versus human order. Change is divine order versus human order. When the chaos becomes safety to you, then you know you're seeing God clearly. Wow. Big, tall one to go through, right? Yeah, to really somewhat embrace. It always sounds good when you're reading it, right? But thank you for that, Natalie, because it was a last-minute thing. I thought this kind of like leads it, and Rita only spoke like for 10 minutes, so I get her extra 2. So I feel, so what's happening? I'm kidding you. But I really saw that this week about how, and I read Richard, it's just like a Facebook week. It wasn't my enemy. Nothing was out to get me. Nothing was out to destroy a life that I had built. It was nature doing what nature does. And that is creatively move through and as and all of that stuff. So yeah, the good question was, what happens if it didn't turn out on this wonderful, wonderful way? Well, it doesn't matter because you're just guessing anyway. All week we've been guessing. And it drove us crazy. I was reading it. Tuesday night, was probably the only night I ever felt any kind of like inward tension that we even canceled our practitioner meeting because I didn't even want people out in it because we got all human. Everybody's, and if you don't think that they've got photos over at Costco of how human we can really get. We can get really human. And I've been through riots, I've been through this stuff in LA, and people get real human. They forget to be kind. They forget. And that's okay. But here's something else I learned. We have to be very, very careful in spiritual communities, not to be spiritually arrogant. That hit me so hard this week. Yeah, it's beautiful to sing the song of be kind. But sometimes you can't because you're so damn scared. You don't know what to do. You're in survival mode. And so that's when we really have to be kind. It is so beautiful, is it not, when we're all running around seeing the glow within one another? But what happens when it's not? I've had people calling this week that are transitioning. They may be transitioning. I don't know yet. Am I? Am I not? Back to guessing. Have to be kind. And sometimes it's hard because they're not behaving the way I think they should. You know those people. All trying to get in front of the gas line because, and where are we going, man? We're on an island. Where are we going? Inward, you know what? If you ever wanted to know who you are, take a look at how you were this week. That's how I got to know myself. And I had a few spiritual arrogant moments myself. I got out of them real quick because they don't feel good. And they're not helpful. And they don't assist. They don't do anything except make yourself miserable. I said, fear, and we all know this one, fear knocked at the door. Love answered and no one was there. I kept remembering that. Yeah. I went really deep this week and it was wonderful. And I didn't go deep out of fear. I went deep out of observing this wonderful thing and observing my brothers and sisters and feeling all of you and feeling the stuff that was coming from the mainland and the prayers. Oh my God, does prayer work? It is so energetic. It is so powerful. And I just got in there, one of my meditations, because actually Rita and I are having a three-way now with Joe Dispenza. And because I am totally into Joe Dispenza now. I mean, I'm like, Rita, I've got his hour and 50-minute meditation, So, but he just was so great allowing us to go into that space. I did a meditation that he had, and we just have to have the strength to remember who and what we are. Calm the seas of inner turmoil, and we shall be an example of peaceful waters to all to follow. Calm the seas of inner turmoil, and we shall be an example of peaceful waters for all to follow. Boy, did I see that. So on this line of spiritual, arrogance, or whatever you want to call it, Ernest Holmes says this, and I think we can all understand it. Should all the wisdom of the universe be poured over us, we should yet receive that which we are ready to understand. This is why some draw one type of knowledge and some another, and all from the same source. That's why I cannot judge. We're all using the power to the best of our ability. And we were taught to survive. But here's the goal for me, is the opportunity to look out there and see the behavior and see the fear and feel the fear and be able to know something more. To know something more in the face of it all. In the face of the hurricane, our friend who is making a transition right now, I don't know what he's feeling. But I know what I can give. I can give love. I can be kind in the eye of the hurricane. Metaphor, metaphor, metaphor. We can only embrace, that's the thing about healing too, that we're going to get into more next month. This thing about healing, boy, this idea that Rita was talking about, that Joe was talking about, matter versus energy. That's the healer. That's where we can heal. Because when we are at a vibrational frequency of the divine, then all things are possible. All things are healed. Because then we find out in that frequency that nothing ever needed to be healed. And then we also find out that we have been talking winner and loser, bad and good. I have to stop it. There's no bad or good in the hurricane. There's no bad or good in the experience of dis-ease, bankruptcy, emotional bankruptcy, all the hurricanes, no matter if it's a category. I've actually had higher than a category 5 personally in my life. And some of you have as well, right? So what do? It is so absolutely easy to say it when we're all jumping around and doing happy dance. And everyone is sitting there saying, I just went Wednesday, and people want to think we're trying to, went to a group, and people want to think we're trying to get past those feelings. And we're not. We're not. I say it for the millionth time. The hurricane that we're looking at are the feelings underneath the stories that we have told over and over and over again. So, what have we learned this week? Only you can reach way down to the bottom of your soul to see what you had inside. And what did you see? What did you feel? That's the question to ask yourself. This is a good week, has it not been? And it was not a good week just because and this is one phrase, if you're going to use something with me afterwards, it's one that I'm not so fond of, but I'll still understand and not be spiritually arrogant. I do not like we dodged the bullet. Something about it just makes me feel like I'm flipping coins over here, folks. And here's what I know about that. We did not dodge a bullet. We were not lucky. We are fortunate. And that is what I honor. We are fortunate that our path that we're all taking was not the path of Hurricane Lane. It changed lanes, and we changed lanes. But I did not wake up and say, oh my God, how lucky, the gods all were on our favor and pushed it over to the side. No, prayer, vibration, that's what pushed it to the side. That's how powerful each and every one of you are. And if you can use that power to move a hurricane away from your island, what in God's name can you do in your lives? Amen. Yes, and hallelujah. Let's double it. There you go. I love you. Let's read this one beautiful thing from Carolyn. Let's just call her Carolyn today. The moment you come to trust chaos, you see God clearly. Chaos is divine order versus human order. Change is divine order versus human order. When the chaos becomes safety to you, then you know you're seeing God clearly. Namaste, my friends.
This is a song by Jennifer Berezin, and within the song is a chant that's well known, and I'll sing that in the beginning, and when I get to that, I'm inviting you to join me in prayer with this. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings everywhere be free. I cannot turn my eyes. I cannot count the cost of all that has been broken, all that has been lost. I cannot understand the suffering that life brings. War and hate and hunger and a million other things. When I've done all that I can and I try to do my part, let sorrow be a doorway into an open heart. And the light on the hills is full of mercy. The wind in the trees, it comes to save me. The silence, it will never and the light on the hills is full of mercy.
Missing Mike. All right. There's such a nice vibe in here right now. Just and thank you. That's just took me home. Thank you. Thank you.
I love it.
So this is our time of affirmative giving. Like we're not starting here. We've been giving since we walked through these doors. So giving of that consciousness. This is that time that we just remember, and also a shout out to the people that are watching in that also support and love this center from afar, but nevertheless they do. And thank you for everything that you give, not only monetarily, but just from your hearts every week. So thank you.
And a portion of our tithe this
Yes.
month went to the suicide prevention organization. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. I think we have a song that we know.
I think we know this.
I give thanks for life, from my roots up to my crown. I give thanks for love that's within and all around. I give thanks for the rain, sacred waters of rebirth. I give thanks for the sun, always shining on the earth. I give thanks for I am a conscious co-creator. I give thanks for I am my own liberator. I give thanks for you, you who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you. Mahalo, keakua. Mahalo, nui loa. Mahalo, kahonua. Me ke kai makama kane a me kahua. I give thanks for I am a conscious co-creator. I give thanks for I am my own liberator. I give thanks for you, you who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you. Mahalo, keakua. Mahalo, nui loa. Mahalo, kahonua. Me ke kai makama kani a me kahua. Mahalo, keakua. Mahalo, nui loa. Mahalo, kahonua. Me ke kai makama kani a me kahua.
Before we do the blessing, please read the affirmation with me. It's so important and I forgot it. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life and the world.
And so knowing that our gift absolutely reaches not only around this beautiful CSL Kauai, but all around the planet, that the gifts we give come from our heart, and that we bless those gifts as we give them, and know that as we do that, this good returns to us, pressed down and overflowing. We give thanks for the abundance of life and the preciousness of life today as we have joined here together. We bless each and every giver and give thanks for our good. For our good is God, and God is our good. And so it is.
It is.
Thank you, Dr. Peggy. All right, I think we have some children, or do we?
Yes.
Yes, where are they? All right, well,
Well, we're
while
waiting
waiting for them, we'll ask the practitioners that are serving today to come up. And I think you were going to...
And we still are starting to fill back up right where Maureen is standing. We're filling back up our wonderful, we also have an account now for our wonderful new center, but we
Yay.
counted it, and now we're starting to build it again. So,
So, yeah. Okay, so are there children or they're not children? All right, I'll talk
Yes.
about the practitioners then. They're coming.
yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we have actual spiritual practitioners in Science of Mind and Spirit that hold the consciousness of truth for you when you perhaps can't hold it for yourself. So if anything's come up for you today or this week or any time and you just want to know some truth about that, they will pray with you, do spiritual mind treatment. This is not the same as having a session. A session's a little different. You go in and you really actually talk about it and have a meeting of the minds and allowing the stuff to come up and actually go deeper, deeper, deeper and bring it up and then treat. So, and a session is about 50 minutes long. So this is just a prayer. And practitioners don't charge for their prayers, but they do charge for their time, and that's why we charge for our sessions. Not for prayer, but for our time. So, and our skill also. So that's what I wanted to say about that
And just before they
today.
come
So
up, I do want to interject
Yes.
something with that I always forget every week. Because a lot of people are not clear what a spiritual mind session is. And it can come off a little bit like, well, just go get a prayer. It's not that. That's going under, I say it a lot, it's going underneath the story, underneath your story, to the spiritual truth, and that's called spiritual counseling. And you go underneath the story, and then once you get to the story, you get the feeling. And once you get to the feeling, then we go to that energetic place of the divine that sometimes you cannot be in because you are already in the stuff, right? So that's what it's about, and because a lot of people are confused. We don't call it psychological counseling, because it's not what we're doing. That's what therapists do. But we work only in the unseen. So when you are in a session with us, that is all work on the unseen to take it to the seen. Okay? I just wanted to let you know a little more, because a lot of the people say, well, I'll just go up and grab me a minute or two up here and I'm set to go.
and you
that's
might be.
true. And you might be, because it's all no time in the mind of
All right.
God. There you go.
Thank you for that.
Anyway, I
thank
just
you,
wanted to
Patrick. No,
help.
thank you,
Yeah.
and thank you to all these beautiful people up here and Rob back there who give their time today. All right, so children, come on up, and Janice, yeah, wow,
Stalling for you.
yay, Ruby,
Look at
I
it,
love your
Ruby.
hair like
Oh
that.
my
It's so
gosh.
elegant. Wow, it's awesome.
Hey, Malia.
Good morning. I was blessed by these lovely girls today, and I think Ruby was willing to do a little recap of what we experienced in the room today, and then I can finish. Yeah.
Thank you. So today, what we did, first we did a little bit of we practiced a song, and then we did a muscle test, which I failed.
Can you explain what makes your muscles stronger and what makes it weaker?
We practiced mind over matter for the muscle test. So we did something that made you stressful think about it. And then we did the muscle test and everyone didn't hold up their muscles and they were just all weak. And then we did something that really made us happy and then everyone did great on that. And yeah, and then we started coloring because why not?
Thank you,
Yes.
Ruby.
We had a wonderful time.
All right, thank you, Janice. Let's give them their beautiful blessing. Is everybody ready? It's in your program. You are amazing.
You are perfect.
You are magnificent. And we love you. Yes, and we send that out to all the children in the world.
Malia.
Aloha.
That's
Thank you.
Malia.
Thank you, Janice. All right.
Thank you.
I think we're ready.
And I think you taught us a very valuable lesson. When all else fails, color. Just color. That's all it's about. Yeah, it is.
We're going to sing
So-
our closing song. If you
so
want
how
to
does-
stand up. It's a quiet song.
I can be peace.
Ah.
It's one thing I can do. And if everybody tries it, we'll have peace before we're through. I can be kind to my family and offer up a smile to the strangers that I see. I can be peace.
I can be peace. It's one thing I can do. And if everybody tries it, we'll have peace before we're through. I can be kind to my family and offer up a smile to the strangers that I see. I can be
Peace. And I know we already are peace. That's what we are. We are peace. And I'm so grateful to know that about each and every one of us. And I'm grateful for this time we've had together today and all that has transpired here, knowing that it has been good and that it has helped us and assisted us and that we get to take this out in the world. And I'm grateful because the people that served us today so that we could actually be here and enjoy this service. And that would be our Malama team, Angela, Reverend Walt, and Emma. Thank you, Dr. Peggy, for your beautiful meditation and beautiful words that you spoke. To all the ladies standing up here, and Rob for holding consciousness for us, and for everybody in the room that held consciousness for this Sunday, for this hurricane, for all of us. I'm grateful for us and how we stood in truth. And I'm grateful to Rob over there who makes sure we get out into the world with live streaming, and Jonathan with holding the sound for us. I'm grateful for Ron Stover and all that he does. Today I gave him the title of producer. Anyway, because he always makes sure everything is okay for us. Thank you, Rob and Ron, for the hospitality, and to his team. And to Roseanne and the bookstore, thank you so much, Roseanne, for taking that on. And I was looking at Malia. No, thank you. Okay. And to Janice for taking our children today and nurturing and nourishing them. And to Barbara and Louise. And Barbara, thank you and welcome. We're happy to have you when you're here. And to our collection stewards, Sue Buckley and Deborah Vandate, thank you. And thank you to everyone online. There's so much to be thankful for. So think of something in your heart you're grateful for right now and just give thanks for it, whatever it is. All right, and just know that gratitude, that feeling of gratitude is what raises our frequency to the divine. So I know that we all are vibrating at a very high frequency, and I am grateful for that, and I'm grateful to take that frequency out into the world and use it in everything that I do. And I know the same for each person here as we just affirm together, and so it is.
It's one thing I can do, and if everybody tries it, we'll have peace before we're through. I can be kind to my family and offer up a smile to the strangers that I see. I can be peace. I can be
Everyone.